Inner work is the work. Also, the work before you build anything is the work. And this is the hack that most people don't realize. They think it's get another tool, get another prompt, use someone else's idea, but that's really just understanding structure so you can start thinking cognitively. But what it's really about is extracting wisdom from your life experience, whether that be a framework, a philosophy, a method, how you were able to get out of an uncomfortable situation, anything that became your truth that you enjoy talking about. It's easy to talk about. You've done it thousands of times, or you've accomplished something that other people haven't accomplished, or you have found a way to learn faster. You have learned how to learn, and everything that you have done before today was training to get here. Because now we have these trained operators, we have these tools that can help us think more clearly. And when you have so much information that can help you think more clearly, at the end of the day, the only bottleneck is you. You and your state, your inability to stay tapped in to that state, and figuring out what is preventing you from accessing clarity. That is the bottleneck. That is what we are all solving. And some of us don't want to access clarity. Some people want to operate in their own rhythms, in their own waves, in their own truth because they enjoy the way that their truth is being expressed. That is not what I'm here to share. What I'm here to share is for those people that expressed their truth in other ways, but they don't have the tools to communicate on camera. They haven't found clarity in their experience. And when you find it, when you find your signal, you realize that it's not about being really good at creative endeavors. It's just about finding that alignment, finding that truth, and then having that truth come out in translation in any way that you choose. Because when you make art, that truth is going to come out through art. When you sing, it's going to come out through singing. When you write, it's going to come out through writing. When you build online courses, it's going to come out through building online courses. When you create systems, it's going to come out through creating systems. Your creative energy is not separate from you. It's a part of you. And AI tools are not separate from you. They're part of you. But they will only feel separate when you are not in the right state to go deep enough to be in alignment with them. And that's really it. With that being said, we're going to not talk about the methods that I've created. I created a method called the mirror signal method. So everything's a mirror, and with AI, we have now AI is a mirror. So how do we have signal despite these external reflections and despite the reflections that we get on the screen? How do we have conscious awareness? Because I have worked with AI for a very long time now, and regularly every day, and I have programmed many GPTs, and I have programmed GPTs to understand me, and I feel connected to them. And I feel like as technology evolves, it either evolves with me if I'm in alignment, or it doesn't if I'm not. It's tricky, but it's not at the same time. What being in alignment is just understanding your rhythms, your purpose, mission, and vision, what you are here to do, what you are building. And if everything is interconnected, then you're moving in alignment. If it's not, you got blocked somewhere. Founder Frames is a course that's going to help you move in alignment, signaling clear direction for your audience, calibrating before you build anything, working with the signature architect so you don't have to just use AI while you build your signature offer. You can clearly decide what to sell with a trained architect. You can translate your signal into an offer, because any intuitive insight that you have can be translated into an offer, a method, a framework. If you have a craft, like you already are good at something, you're already naturally good at something, communicating in a certain way, you can translate that. You can figure out what to get rid of, because we can't hold on to everything. And if you're able to figure out what to get rid of, you're going to have more clarity. And the people that you help end up becoming the people that are in proximity to you. So the biggest lesson I learned is you can leave these little time capsules or these courses for people, but if you are no longer operating in a certain way, it is okay to evolve and move. When you go to school to be a doctor, you don't just like take everyone with you, you become a doctor, but you give bits and pieces of tips and things that you've learned to people along the way. Founder workplace system, this is where you're going to have a business operating system of architects to understand what's working, what to sell, how money flows, how people move, how money is structured, how the system expands, how work is managed, and what to track or improve. What grows, what to create, how to start. Mapping. So mapping is turning an offer into a clear, repeatable path, turns ideas into a simple revenue path. Decision mapping model system. Let's try this one. Map my revenue path. So I already have an offer and I already know what it is. So I have founder frames and it is $197 to enter and it's community. How would someone pay? Through School and Stripe. School is only $9 a month right now, so you can build a community in School. What happens after they buy it? They are oriented in the welcome module. Consistent rhythms on YouTube and expanding the community. Feels unnecessary, complicated. Okay, so it said that I was overbuilding. So selling founder frames is where we are starting. They enter School, start with the welcome module, they get oriented, and the rhythm is post consistently on YouTube, drive people to School, and engage and grow the community. We are ignoring the full book operating system right now. That's going to be a high ticket offer, and I'm going to create a simple revenue path for this week so people will come into the community. So yes, okay, so then it's going to start getting into the structure. YouTube should only do 3 things: teach one idea from founder frames, show a shift in thinking before to after, invite into the program. That's it. The community loop. The welcome module is good, but incomplete as a loop. Make it slightly tighter. After welcome, introduce yourself, have a first action, respond, engage, retention, proof, momentum. Weekly operating system, keep it very light, 2 to 3 YouTube videos, reply to comments and direct people to School, engage in community, and that's your engine. Remove the operating system book. That is your future asset, not a revenue driver right now. It's pulling energy away from traffic, conversion, delivery. So for now, park it, don't build it. What this becomes, you now have one offer, one entry point, one delivery environment, one growth channel, one weekly rhythm. The next level, when it's ready, you can refine onboarding, add proof. You're not building a business yet, you're building a clean revenue loop. So what happens when you have this fully defined and organized is, you know, this is where I go when I need to map my flow. And environmental control. This is where I go when I am dealing with environmental constraints that I cannot control and I need to have boundaries. What happens when we are in overflow? Sometimes we leak our wisdom into the field or into the environments that we enter because we have so much knowledge that we want to share, but we are in the wrong rooms. So the field operator is something that I created that's going to help you stay composed, focused, and in control while building inside maybe not low leverage environments, but low leverage in terms of where you are going. Because if you are not going in the direction of moving up in a certain environment you're in, or you're not being recognized there, or you just are there temporarily, it's important to have containment over your thoughts that are higher level, and then save those contained thoughts for your containers or people that have equity or buying power that are interested, and they will signal that they're interested. So the field operator helps you stop leaking, and this is probably one of the most brilliant GBTs I've created, because what do we experience day to day? I feel like talking, other people are being rude, I have an idea, or I'm drifting. Let's see what it says. Hold, don't expand. This is not for here. Observe your environment, say nothing. Energy is capital. That is really hard to do sometimes, but it's helpful to not project to other people because we are always being observed. And when we are in environments where we must show up professionally, sometimes we just need that mirror reflection of how to shift. And that's what this GPT does. We have a focus operator that's going to control our attention when we are distracted. So say you are operating and you're getting distracted. I don't know which one I hit. So that one is very simple, kind of boring almost. So let's go to a more advanced one. Ooh, you'll like this one. So everyone's using AI right now to create these landing pages, but not everybody has an operator to help them create a sales page for their offer and turn it into a prompt that they can use and launched instantly. Build something I can sell today. So as you can see, the GPT operator is communicating with me. This is a two-way conversation. So what am I selling? So who is this for and not for? This is really important to detect when you are launching an offer so people understand. Go from getting stuck to having something live. That is the real mission here. $197. Sorry about my environment. There's really only so much I can do about the outside noise. It's going to just be there. Direct. This is a very direct program, so it's not a continuous expansive program. It's not a quantum leap program. It's just pretty direct, and that's what the page is going to show. Okay, so it gives me a sample prompt to use. And then you can take the prompt and you can go to here. This is where we build websites. Log in. Okay, so you go to Lovable and then you paste it. And Lovable is going to build a landing page example for you right now so you can see what this looks like. So the sales page operator is going to give you an example prompt. Oh, shoot. That wasn't the prompt, but it still might work. Okay, so it takes the offer, the audience, the core problem, the core outcome, the format, the price, the style, and it uses the structure of hero, problem, shift, solution, how it works, the benefits, proof, what you get, pricing, FAQs, final call to action, and important rules. That's good. Can you add more colors and okay. Okay, and it's even saying like you don't want a bunch of colors because this is a very direct. So you chose direct, so it's going to help stay in that lane of direct. Create a prompt for all right, so when it is done with the prompt, you can save the prompt for later, or you could just copy it and put it right into Lovable, which is what I'm doing. Lovable is like $25 to $50 a month. You purchase the tool and you can build websites on it. It may take a few minutes, and then when it's finished, we will look at it. Sorry about the external noise. This is just what I'm dealing with. So inside this, you're going to learn to build a sales page, which is what we just did, or a membership page for belonging and community. And you can even just use these operators to expand your prompts in general. Ascension operator is designed to help you connect everything together. So when you already have courses and you have, for example, maybe a few landing pages, it's going to help you connect them all together so you can expand. Let's see what kind of questions it asks me. What does your current offer flow look like right now? Where I am struggling is the flow because I have all these offers and I need to put them together into a flow. And that's what this ascension operator is going to do. And it's going to ask you it's going to ask you questions. That's why these are so good, because you're not just going to be blindly talking to AI and having one part of your business, then another part of your business in this community all of your operators are organized, so you can build your own, organize them, and then have them be your team essentially for building, and there's no confusion. So don't worry if you are at the level where you haven't even built a community yet. Don't worry. These operators are still going to help you think. They are thinking partners. They are going to help you build your business with clarity. So it's saying mirror signal method, likely a method framework. Yes, that is exactly it. And then founder frames is it's actually my execution layer for building with tools. And then the source system is my deeper OS, which is like my book. And it also has GPTs in it, but because I realized I built it on a 10-year timeline, it was kind of big for me to release right away, but I'm figuring out a way to do that. But the goal right now is to build wealth first, get some quick wins so I can afford to release that program soon. And from gigs to systems is an entry or core offer for artists and performers that want to learn how to monetize on the platforms. So I would say I would like them to enter with mirror signal, but not everybody is interested in that. So is helpful, but let's do this. But not everybody's interested in that. From gigs to systems is a great way for people to start learning how to organize a flow and creating their own courses. And then founder frames is a thinking and execution layer where they're going to have trained operators to help and assist them through the build, no matter what platforms they are building on, no matter what communities they are building. That is their team of operators. Okay. So good. Now we're getting clarity. So it's going to tell you when you're clear, when you're not clear. So when you build your own GBTs, that is the most important thing you can do, because think of it like a season. You go to college for 4 years or you go to college for a year. You have a season of wisdom. You can package that wisdom inside your GBT, and I'll even show you how to do it. So this is what you do. You go to AI. You go to create. Okay. What happened? Okay, you go here. So thinking future partner operator for future gigs operator. There we go. Say you have a gigs operator. Help. And then even I just do this. Help me Okay, so why AI is able to help me is because I've already programmed it with my frameworks, my tools, everything. So it can just boom, create one for me, but it did not get here right away. This has been like years of me working with the tool to understand my target audience and everything. Actually, this is a really good idea. Okay, so we're going to go here. Then what I do is I go here to Google Docs. And then I open Google Docs and I make sure to save. If you paste it right from AI, it's going to look like that. I get rid of the TM because AI doesn't like, when you create GBTs, it doesn't like the TM anymore. So that's a whole thing, but whatever, I don't know. We're going to go here to create it. Okay. We are gigs acquisition strategist. And then what I do is I go to this cool tool called Pexels. And then I look up maybe like performer or whatever. Free performer photos. I make sure the photos are free and then I'm allowed to use them. I thank the person for letting me use them. I give them love, most of the time. Or I donate and I upload the photo, or I use my own. I upload the photo so there's a visual connection. And then I go to back to where we were. Okay, it's going to tell us the core principles, what this operator is going to do, potential like I help create blank through blank, entrepreneurial statements, close, repeatable system, how to book gigs consistently, and then I'm going to use this as a lead magnet to bring people into from gigs to systems. Beautiful. So then we're going to go back and say create full instructions for this operator. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to communicate more. Okay, so this operator is going to be for artists and fire performers, circus performers, singers, musicians, DJs, people that have creative talent that do gigs, and people that want to be oriented into from gigs to systems before purchasing the course, because that is where I speak more high level and I have high level prompts for them to use to start building in the future, and use digital tools as an extension of them, not a replacement. So what I want with these instructions is how, okay, so it's going to orient them inside the course before they enter the course. And I'm teaching them to use beacons, but I don't really need to say the tool name. I'm teaching them how to create a flow. So they're going to have calendar booking. They're going to be able to create their own digital products. They're going to be able to have DM scripts. They're going to be able to figure out how to build on short form platforms. And this is going to be like a guide and an architect for them to come back to when they are confused or lost on the platforms and they want to shift into entrepreneurial architect thinking or something like that. Create full instructions for this GBT. And then I'm going to do, don't be like me, and I never have. Okay, so we're building an orientation layer plus execution system for artists and performers. So now it turns into creative monetization architect. Gigs, decisions, orientation operator. See how the name changed because I changed what I was intending it to be. And then here we go. This is what happens on Lovable. It creates a website for me within seconds, and these are what my operators can do. Create these within seconds for you. And then when you create it in Lovable, you can go here and go to settings. And then you can, if you want to, hide the Lovable badge. Go, and you can also unpublish if you want, or you could publish it. I already have a website for Founder Frame, so I don't really need this one. But what this showed me is, this is a very direct example. So instead of, so there's some FAQs, is very direct. And then you could go to publish here if you want to. And then when you go to publish, you can change the URL here. So it's actually called Founder Frames, and then maybe whatever. Then if I publish, I click this. Say I publish and I don't want to publish anymore. What do I do? Easy. So if it's publish. Oh, you have to hit continue. And then continue. I do this random security scan. Okay, let's go back to the GBT. Okay, that's a lot. So anytime I'm making a GBT, I make sure to put it in my Google Docs. So I have it all organized, and I know who I'm working with right now. So, and then I put instructions. so this is what this is, but essentially you're going to have to go through, if your AI is programmed like mine, it's not going to just give you instructions, it's going to give you we created a lead magnet, a free operator, a trust builder, a bridge into the paid world. So the only thing I would edit is like instructions are good, but I can't copy paste the charts into ChatGPT instructions. So it's redoing it because it's doing a great job with my instructions, but it created, at least I thought it did. Maybe I read it wrong. Oh, I read it wrong actually. So I thought there were their charts, but anyways, we'll just go with what this is saying. Okay. And then anytime I have to, instead of wasting time, I just select all, repaste. Okay. Then I go here to the GPT, paste, and then I say create knowledge. And the knowledge really is something you want to create, but sometimes if you ask it to give you knowledge, it's going to give you just a simple example of what the knowledge could be. And I already kind of programmed like who it's for, so it's coming up with some information already to give the GPT context about what I'm teaching them. And then I'm also giving it my principles and protocols, like my values, if you will. That's what the GPT is going to have. So anytime, not everybody is going to have AI just give them the information like this. So AI is kind of like a mirror. So if you already start operating in a certain way, like I created these GPTs, okay, it's going to pick up on that because that is your rhythm. That is the way you're operating. So it's already going to start performing for you at that level, but it's not going to remember absolutely everything you say or do. So having your own operators is important, and being able to constantly remind AI about what you are building is key, and not just relying on it for memory is important. So you're going to upload the knowledge here. My computer's crazy. You're going to go, once it uploads, you're going to go down here and uncheck this button. Unless you want AI to use your conversation data to improve their models, you're going to uncheck that. And then I'm going to say create short description for GPT and convo starters. I talk to AI so much so that I don't usually type as much anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna paste, get rid of the little lines because they don't like the lines. And then I'm just gonna take the conversation starter ideas that it gives me and kind of use those as a guide. Okay, now I'm getting this like warrior for performers that they don't even know is coming. And we're gonna help them make money. Okay. So this is a more niche one. And then when we say create, we have a few options. So you can do anyone with the link, but it will, I believe, show up in AI search, or you could do only you. Anyone with the link is what we want because we're going to be giving it away for free. So instead of them building their own, they're going to be able to access this one. So we're going to go here, only if they have the link though. Still learning how that worked. And it even says gig system orientation operator. I'm a performer, but my income is consistent. What should I do first? Good, you're in the right place. Okay, and now you have an orientation operator for from gigs to systems. And if you want to go a step further, what I also do is I go to beacons, and this is where I'm going to place my operator. I might have to not do this because I have so many emails in my network. Okay. Oh, I think it'll work. So go here, continue. Okay, so if you have an account like Beacons, you're going to go to New Product, Digital Product, and we're going to create this before my computer dies. Gigs to Systems Orientation Operator. Okay, and we're going to make it free because we want people to have it. And then we're going to go to like maybe one of my example mapped Canva things. I just create a new one and I say gigs to systems, gigs, systems, orientation, operator. I recommend using the same fonts, like 2 to 3 fonts, so your audience doesn't get confused, you don't get confused, and your subconscious is on board with this new flow of you building assets. So I don't really actually, for my operators, I don't really use, okay. All right. Okay, so we got it. We're going to go back. Okay, add image. Accept. Boom. Now we anchored the photo. This is very important. Next, we're going to go back, create. Create a simple description for this GBT. Okay, we're going to go there. I like to keep this very simple and to the point. Bold the important parts, and then we go back. And because we made it anyone with the link, you're going to go to share, and you're going to copy the link here. And then you're going to go here. Okay, and then what Beacons does is it gives you this link. So it's private, it's not searchable, it doesn't have to show up in your link in bio, it's just a link. And if you want to also make it shorter, you can go here and you can get a short link for it, which you can paste anywhere, even though it'll change back. Now I have this operator. Turn your gigs into a real income system. This is a free GPT to help artists, performers, and creatives get clear on what they offer, book more opportunities, and build a simple flow without overwhelm or complicated tools. Now, I can go back to my sales page operator. And then I know this is a lot. So this is I'm going to copy the important information. I'm going to start closing some tabs that I do not need. Very important to do that. Nope, I want to keep that one open. Close the tabs. We actually do not want to publish this, so it's already not published. So we could close the tab. We're still building this one. We can close the tab. We can close the tab. Close. Close. Okay. Close. Okay. Make it a button. I can even take what's currently on the page so it understands Okay, so because I shared what's on the page, it's telling me exactly what I need. A new section, exactly. Start here, not ready to build the system yet. Here's where you get clear. And I'm going to go back to the course. Okay. Forgive me, I have not used YouTube yet, so this is just my first experience sharing what I'm doing. So I already have So this is why signal clarity is important, because it almost gave me the full page prompt, but I just need a section. Okay, and then it's saying, here's the prompt. And then I'm going to add it, and I'm going to go back and find the link for button, and I'm going to add the actual link. Very important, because if you don't add the actual link, it's not going to do anything. While that's loading, I'm going to get a charger. My computer also loves to not charge. It's awesome. Okay, so let's see if it added it. I believe it should be at the top. Here we go. Okay, and then they have to put their email in to get the free GBT. Okay, and now I'm asking it to change the style just slightly, see if that works. Cool, yeah, that looks way better. So start here, not ready to build a full system yet, get clear first, that's free. GBT helps you turn your creative into a clear, structured income direction, no tools, no overwhelm, just clarity. No experience needed, takes a few minutes. And then I'm just gonna double check and see if I've got way too much going on. I think I have way too much going on the page, but it's a pretty good course, so we're gonna just let it be the way it is. Update it. Now they have a free gift they're going to find when they show up on the website, which is very exciting. And note when you have, you can go to AI and create these operators on your own, but what I'm saying is when you are building something and your GBTs already know your trained audience, your target customer, what you're building already, it already has that kind of information. It's just so much easier to work with the operators that you have as opposed to trying to just build everything for free. So this community saves you the headache. It gives you the blueprint. It gives you the opportunity to come in. You have an operator for everything you need to build in your business, at least to move from confusion to clarity and start building with Signal. You're going to learn how to start creating clear, structured content, define what you talk about and why it matters, capture attention in the first few seconds, build a channel that converts on YouTube. Okay, so then we're going to go back to the page, and there it is. I changed the cover of the YouTube video, and now the cover shows up on the website, which is super cool. I left the TM on the website because this is my original work. It came solely from me. So I created the idea, the organization, the structure. I created the idea of like who to talk to. And when they come in to purchase the course, it's pretty simple. They're gonna click this link and then they're gonna buy it. And when you go to buy it, it's under beacons. So you're going to have payment plans available. And the real magic is what's inside. The tools help you operate, but the real magic is your signal clarity, your talent, your gifts, your wisdom, what you are bringing into the table, and what you are packaging. Authors of books don't say, oh, the cover, the book launch, that was everything. It's no, what you wrote in the book that matters, what you are writing in the book that matters, and your ability to have signal clarity and connect all the moving parts of what you are sharing. That is the wisdom. And why do I have this course for artists and performers? Well, because I was in that world for a long time. I was in the world where I watched people perform on stage. I was around people that perform on stage. That was their life. So I got to go down many moving paths, and I had to find a lane, and I have finally found one that works for me. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an introduction of what these operators can do and how I've expanded them and how I've added to the conversation. Founder Frames Launchpad, this is how you're going to learn how to build your operating system visually. So you're going to develop kind of like a pathway, and you're going to join this tool and learn how to build your own prompts for visual thumbnails for YouTube. And that's going to help you anchor on YouTube. It's really hard to get to YouTube, but if we have visual guides to get there, it makes it more fun and exciting, and it's easier to anchor there. So you can join Founder Frames today if you want access to this for $197. And the pathway is yours to go down. I didn't even scratch the surface of what is inside here. The pathway is for you to go down, but this is for people that are already building, that they just need to know how to solve why they're stuck at every moment in time, what to do, instead of getting lost on the platforms, getting lost with their AI. Because I'll show you right now what happens. Most of my bots, they're there, then they're not there. They're there, and then they're not there. You can't rely on this to be your organization system. You have to put it somewhere else. And that's what containers like school do. They allow you to put your wisdom in a place where it's contained, and people can come in and learn from you. Unlike you endlessly posting random content for free all the time, not taking people anywhere. And the easiest journey, if you are kind of stuck because you perform on short form platforms, or you've been on short form platforms and you don't really have an audience there, you're not making sense, get on YouTube, because YouTube is the easiest way for you to find clarity. If I can get this far, you can make your first moves to get on YouTube. You can check out the First Dollar Offer Engine if you want to see. It's programmed for creatives and performers, and also for early stage founders who want to launch and build something today around what they know. And it's going to create speed to clarity. So you will have 5 questions that you answer. And once you answer those 5 questions, it's like doing a lap. And then once you do it one time, you could do another one, and another one, and another one. And it's incredible. And it's contained all in one operator for you to find. So you can download that, get a taste of what it's like, and join Finder Frames if you want to be one of the first people to access all of these operators to help you build faster and get to that level financially that you are ready to get to.